Alright, let me knock this out real quick for you Linux users. Oh, by the way, hello viewers. Another beautiful day. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. Or excellent. What? Okay, so we got two Linux two news for Linux here. Actually, you know what? Listen to this. It says here I got two articles here. I'm gonna read both of them. It says Windows 11 like Anduin OS 1.4 and 1.5 LTS plan reveals, and the other one that I have is on Gnome. It says new Turner Extensible Control Center released for Gnome thanks to Linux team. I'm gonna read both articles, and it's gonna take me about 10 minutes tops, or less. But anyway, let me get through this. It says here, let me do this. It says here, Windows 11 like Anduin OS 1.4 and 1.5 LTS plan reveal. It says here, the sole developer behind Anduin OS, a Windows-like Linux distribution, has revealed the path forward in terms of upcoming release. Anduin XUE reveals that Anduin OS 1.4 will be based on Ubuntu 25.10 and will carry in late October, while Anduin OS 1.5 will be based on Ubuntu 26.4 LTS and arrive in late April 2026. This Linux distribution has caught some significant attention recently with the impending death of Windows 10. Users that want to keep older device running may choose to switch to Linux with Anduin OS. They get a distribution that looks similar to Windows 11, reducing the learning curve. Anduin OS 1.4, just like version 1.3, will not be an LTS, but Anduin OS 1.5 will be, so that going to be the best for people who don't want to keep reinstalling the operating system. The developers said that he's aware of issues people have with Anduin OS, such as the inability to smoothly update from Anduin OS 1.2 to 1.3, but said resources are limited, meaning he needs more people. It said, though we can expect improvements in the future. It says here, this year the project has extensive improvement plan with the primarily goal being to establish its own app software repository that can manage all changes directly through DPKG. By doing this, it will simplify the process of using app for system updates and will give users the option to smoothly transition to future Anduin releases. It's expected that this will be available experimentally in Anduin OS 1.4 and fully implement in Anduin OS 1.5. And it says Anduin OS is not only trying to become just another Linux distribution, it has ambition to set itself apart too. One of its objectives is to modularize and consolidate system components so that users can pick to add or remove features such as app stores, Gnome shell, professional tools, container technologies, and WSL through layer combination. It will also compile more of the system core components to give users more customization options. By the time Anduin OS 1.5, it expected that there will be a server and light edition of Anduin OS. The light edition will provide a basic Gnome shell environment with only a little bit of pre-installed software so that it's not bloated. There are no plans to charge for any of these editions, and they will remain under the GPLv3 license. Another says here another feature for Anduin OS could offer in features is a versatile customization tool and builder for Linux distribution. It said that this could cater to user looking for an ISO that meets all their personal requirements within a live environment. Live environments are run directly from the installation media without Linux being installed on your computer. There. Now, wait a minute. And then it says, I'm not even done yet. It says here, regarding the AI features, Anduin Hugh said that they could be selectively integrated in future versions to give users more functionality. He specifically mentioned system MCP, which Microsoft recently added to Windows 11. For users who don't like artificial intelligence, Anduin OS say these features will be easily removable due to the fact that Anduin Anduin Hu is based in China. He's also a Microsoft employee. Some people have raised concern about whether the project is linked to the Chinese government in any way. Here's what he had to say about transparency. He says, "We are aware of concerns that Anduin OS might become influenced or controlled by a particular government or institution. Therefore, transparency remains a top priority in our development process. We commit to fully disclosing all source code development process planning and even detail about our team composition. Efforts will be made to establish a diverse global distribution team, communicating primarily in English to foster open collaboration and community building." If this is the first time you've heard about Anduin OS, be sure to check out NeoWin's coverage of the latest Anduin version 1.3. Alright. And any comments? We got 5 on it. So what do we got from these commenters? He says, Mark said this: "Fancy creating something that's a start menu as useless as the one in Windows 11. Mind you, at least with this one," he says, "the arc menu, it can be changed easily to something that is actually useful." And then Leon said this: "So, are mega corporations widely known for being ultra understanding and respectful with anyone?" And then Nas said this: the guy is a Microsoft engineer, and this is part of his side project that are adjacent to his day job." And then Leon said this: "Another Linux distro that nobody will remember in 6 months. There are already many of them more well known and well established, so I don't see the point of this one. To be honest, if people are concerned about UI learning curves, just install Linux Mint, Cinnamon, or Zorin OS and call it a day." Yeah. What about XFCE? But anyway, it says there's no need for completely new distro, just for a more familiar Windows-like experience. And this one has added disadvantage that it's a solo slide project with very limited time and resource. So unless people start to pitch in, I don't see the distro going anywhere in the long term. And that's not even considering that Microsoft could sue him at any moment for copyright infringement because of the very similar UI on top of everything else. And then let's see, Fingal said this: "I know a lot of people say to just use one of the base distros and make the change you want from there. And I agree to an extent for those who know how, but there is something enjoyable about getting a setup out of the box that you enjoy. That goes especially for when it's a setup you likely mimic yourself, regardless if you started from scratch. The aesthetics is one of the very few things I like about Windows 11, so I enjoy a distro that matches it pretty closely with none of the Microsoft." And it says, "I'm working on switching to Linux as my daily driver and have it down to a couple of last few hurdles." Yeah, debates. Yeah, well, people are sharing their thoughts on that one. Now, where's the other one that I have here? Let me get through this. I think this is about Gnome. Let me get this out of the way here. Let's see if I can get this done. And how many comments we got on this? Oh, stop it. See, what do we got here? How many comments we got on this one? 0. Let's see if I can get through this. It says here, new Extensible Control Center release for Gnome thanks to Alt Linux team. It says here, another week has passed us by and Gnome community has been as busy all the way improving core Gnome features. Gnome circling third-party apps as well as mobile extensive of Gnome this week saw improvement to the backup app Deja Dup, the half-tone image viewer, and a new extensible setting management center called Turner. New Gnome core app updates This week we got two enhancements for core genome software, glib, and a foundational genome library has been improved so that journal message output by apps are easier to find. For a developer using Genome Web, there is now a preference page for tech preview builds, allowing you to test WebKit's features at runtime. Those using the regular version of Genome Web can access these new settings by opening Web from the command line with this command. It says here getting G settings space set space org.genome.epiphany.ui space WebKit dash features space page space true. Anyway, it says here Genome Circle Turners, a new extensible genome control center. One of genome related apps that got a notable update this week was Deja Dub Backup. It now has an enhanced file restoration process that integrates with Native File Manager, giving you a more streamlined experience. This was achieved by adding support for restick mount. Next up, the image viewer halftone, which is now on version 0.7.0, has just added the ability to zoom in on image. It also brings improved error handling to enhance user interaction and reliability. In earlier versions, users were not informed well about errors occurring during image loading, resulting in endless loading screens. This is fixed now. It says here, final update is in the section is that a new extensible setting management center for Genome called Turner is now available. It has been designed with flexible and convenience in mind, allowing Genome users to build a personalized control center using plugins. With this, everyone can have a setting center with options they find useful. It was developed with the help of all Linux developers. And then it says the Turner Control Center uses libps to deliver dynamic and modular app, allowing developers to build plugins for the community to install. While it doesn't do this yet, you could imagine in the future plugins being made available for Turner to replicate the functionality of the apps, like Genome tweaks, as well as other settings, tweaking customization to another level. It says Turner doesn't only give users a modular setting app, it also allows Genome-based distribution to use Turner as a hub for distribution specific setting. All Linux has already started using it, in fact, by including the Turner panel module for managing panel modes. It will be interesting to see if another distro picks it up. One Linux distribution that could benefit from Turner is Ubuntu, which shipped with a slightly tweaked version of Genome Linux desktop environment. Conical could give users the option to disable its tweak through Turner if it ever decides to, which would appeal to fans of vanilla Genome. As a new piece of software, the developers are inviting people to contribute plugins. There is a quick guide available with an example using the Vela language. There are also template repositories for making plugins available in Vela and Python, plus documentation in Vela doc format. And says here, mobile experience on Genome. Finally, FOSS has been updated to version 0.47.0. This week brings with a do not disturb toggle and improved on-screen keyboard. FOSS, for those that don't know, is a Genome designed for mobile phones. The devices that can run this are pretty limited, as it's aimed at devices that comes with Linux out of the box, such as Purism and Pine Phone devices. Devices that support Postmark OS can also run it. And that is that. Now, that's the Linux news for you Genome lovers. And you where's the other one here that I just did? And for you Anduin OS Anduin OS lovers, the new operating system on the block. So yeah, or on the market. So you got you have a new update, and that should help you. In the comment section, people gave their opinions, what they think. So I'm sure this OS is going to get more update. Let's hope he, even though it kind of mimics, I would say, emulate or mimics Windows 11. It doesn't mean that it's Windows 11. It's that Windows 11 is Windows 11. Anduin OS is Anduin OS. Two different completely OS. It will be. I hope they don't do what. I hope that Microsoft don't do what Nintendo going after Pocket Pair. I hope they don't try to pull that. But Anduin OS is a different OS from Windows 11. So we'll see what come of this. I'm sure. I mean, every Linux distro has a user base. It does. They do have a user base, and people like them. The only thing the developers got to do now is keep up. When you come out with a distro, you got to have the manpower, meaning that you have people behind it, ready to go update ready to go to update the operating system on any given hour, any given day. So yeah, because as soon as you come out with a Linux distro, people are going to flood to it. So yeah. Sure, Linux has a lot of distros, but the developers, they have to be on point, meaning that taking in all the troubleshooting issues, and making sure they can build updates and test them out before they put them out to the public. So that's the drawback from like having a OS. You gotta have people behind the scenes ready to go to work on this OS. As soon as you release it, because issues will come up, and your user base will have complaints. So yeah, gotta be ready to go. But other than that, yeah, another one, man. And then Gnome is getting updates now. So yeah, for mobile and for desktop and laptop. So that should hold you guys for now. Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video too. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, Star Wars such a thing. For Dark Side. Come on. Peace.